Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LFA Shop Shop. This week we're working on the house again and we're going to get a retaining wall installed. So after the shed got approved and we made the pad all nice and flat, dug in the driveway, the council got involved and said that they didn't like what we'd done and they wanted us to put a retaining wall in. So we had to then apply for a retaining wall, get that approved, which took about 3 months. Now that's finally done, so we can finally start on the retaining wall. And then this has since been cleared with the council, so we can continue with the driveway and building the shed, finally. So let's get into building a retaining wall. So we finally got approval for the retaining wall. The rain has started, but they've started work. So this fella's been digging all day, pretty much. And he's done, I think, half a dozen holes. He said it's real hard and slow going, but it is actually digging away. So I'll update you in a couple of days when they got something done. So we come to look at the retaining wall holes. They're looking pretty solid. So this is the last one on the corner. So this one will go this way and that way. We got a little Moose down here and Emily and the neighbour's dogs. And Moose just wants to play. And they're kind of old dogs, so they don't want to play. So we got one hole starting there, 2, 3, every 2 meters, all the way along here. There's a couple that are nice and deep, and then there's a couple that you can see how much rock is in them, and they're still obviously fighting with it. But they're nice and deep and large diameter, so they should be nice and strong. Yeah, like that one, look how much rock is in there. And then this last one, I think he was struggling because that is all rock. That's just miserable. So 21 meters from that first hole I showed you all the way down here. And then we have ruined all of Jacob's hard work. Got the sleepers delivered. So it's all coming together. I reckon they're going to be finished drilling tomorrow. I don't know how they're going to go with that, but we'll see. And then they're going to try and pour concrete and put the poles in a few days. So I'm supposed to be getting concrete poured tomorrow in the holes along there. That's water level and those holes are full. So a little pump running and it's just dribbling out of there. Come back in 6 or 7 hours and hope that it's done something. But that pipe's all the way back here. I feel like all of this is draining into the holes as well, which is super helpful. All of this is definitely draining into the holes. And then we're going to pump those out. So, see how long it takes to do one, I guess, and then go from there. And here we have one of the fence lines all dug back. 4 holes drilled, and of course, full of water. And it's just slop. Look how much mud is on my boots. It's disgusting. That one actually looks dry, and so is that one. That one's got a bit in it. That one looks pretty full. I'll wander over there and have a look at the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all full. That one's not too bad. Bit in it. Bit in it. That one's pretty much dry. That one's pretty much dry. Basically full. Fair bit in it. Dry. 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 Cool. So it's mainly the ones along the main part, which is inconvenient, but at least it's kind of in one spot, I guess. This is exactly what you want the day before pouring concrete. So as you can probably imagine, I spent the night pumping all the water out of all of those holes, ready for the concrete the following day. Finished up about 2 a.m, went to bed, and the boys got here at like 6 a.m. to start building the wall. Pressure's on, mate. No hands, look at that. So the boys have finished a retaining wall this morning, so it needs to get backfilled and stuff. But it is very solid. It's massive. Now the ground's super wet, so he's going to move all the dirt around, which has just come from the holes and from the ground, where it was like super wet. They've piled it up, but it's so wet they can't really move it. It's just sloppy. So I just went up to my ankle in mud a second ago. I'll climb over there and show you the other corner. And then this is the other section, so you'll come down the driveway and turn around here. So this needs to get backfilled, obviously. But I did that today. He said they had to do it by hand because it's too close to the fence. But it's all in, so now we can backfill, clean up all this mess, and then re-prep for the shed. And then they're also going to come and fill in back here with ag pipe, gravel and dirt. And then we might have to do the driveway to get to access to that, so it's all happening. It's just slow, but it looks great. 2 meters, 21, and then 15 or something that way. And then that one's I think 6 by 1.4. Solid. So a couple of hours ago I ordered pizza and they parked at the top of the driveway, and then they decided to come down the driveway that is just made of mud, and then they've panicked and covered everything, knocked out the star dropper that was marking something. This is so slippery. It's all like compacted and very sloppy. And then she's taken the bricks that we're leaning against a tree, or pavers or whatever they are. Look at all the handprints though. And then when they were here talking about it, apparently this is a hire car, but then they said that they ran into the star dropper and did this, but it's all rusty. So I don't know which bit is the star dropper and which bit is just the chaos. But it's pretty funny. But yeah, this driveway is like 40 meters long and it's like a 25-degree slope. And it is so wet. I don't know what they were thinking. But she managed to come down here nose first, do a 3-point turn, and then get stuck here. I'm just a bit amazed really that she kept going. So the lady's done a 3-point turn here. It's like super compacted. I don't know how much you can see. And then I've got my water pipe running here. She's driven over that, which is not particularly helpful. So I can't really tell if it's damaged or anything. Hopefully it's fine. But apparently she did the 3-point turn here somehow and then parked up there again. But she was very close to driving off the edge.
So once the tow truck arrived, he parked 90 degrees to the end of my driveway, ran his cable all the way out, added a snatch strap or two, and then pulled the car up the driveway, put the handbrake on, took a snatch strap out, reset everything, pulled it up some more, and it wasn't really a big issue at all. But I found it very funny, mainly because it wasn't my mess up. And immediately after that we got 20 mil of rain in about an hour.
So now with the retaining wall done, the next step is to put some base prep on the driveway and the shed pad, and then move all of that dirt out, get everything clear from where the shed's going, and then get it all nice and level, put down some reinforced gravel stuff that has a bit of concrete through it as it goes really hard. Gonna prep all that, prep all the driveway, and then we can start building the shed. So on the next episode about the shed, we should be able to get the driveway all cleared, shed pad all cleared, and maybe even the shed started. So thank you very much for watching the retaining wall installation. If like 50 people could share this to their friends and then they could share it to a bunch of friends, then we can pay for the retaining wall. Thanks for watching. See you next time.